Hey everyone, and welcome back to Brian's Horror Movies for Life YouTube channel, and welcome back to my October 2025 Spooktacular Series, where we're revisiting the entire Halloween franchise. Only two movies left, including this video, to take a look at the movie Halloween Kills from 2021, which I have on DVD here, the extended cut edition as well as the theatrical version. So two versions of the movie here. So yeah, Halloween Kills from 2021. Now this actually, believe it or not, this is the first Halloween movie I ever saw in the theater. Um, yeah, because I didn't see Halloween 2018. I'm not really sure why. I think I just kind of wanted to see if it was just going to be, at that point we had Resurrection and the Rob Zombie movies, which were pretty hit or miss with people. So I wasn't really sure it was something that I wanted to invest too much time in. And so I didn't end up seeing it. Heard it was pretty good for most people. Ended up buying the movie, watching it, liked it well enough, as I said in my thoughts in the last video. And so I did go to this one, I don't know if it wasn't opening night or anything, but I did see it in the theater. And I thought it was decent. Like a lot of these movies, a lot of these Halloween sequels are mixed bag for me, with a couple of exceptions that are more good than bad. But this one's got some good things going for it for sure that I enjoy. So let's talk about what those things are and some of the things that hold it back from not being like a classic Halloween movie. So as far as what I like about the movie, once again, it's right here. Michael Myers. The look, the portrayal, top notch by James Jude Courtney. Absolutely love him in this movie and his portrayal of Michael Myers. Also, the mask. It's basically the 2018 mask, but of course, at the end of 2018, he's locked in the basement and the house is set on fire. So when he comes out of that, his mask is somewhat burnt on this side, as you can see here with the embossed slip cover here, which is very cool. Like the burned part of his mask. That's just a really kick-ass mask, man. That like the burnt part of it over here, and then you still got the rest of the mask, which I really liked from the 2018 movie. This might be one of my top three favorite Halloween masks, Michael Myers masks in the entire franchise. I'll have to sit down at some point and do a video of that too, like my least favorite mask to my favorite mask. That would be kind of fun to do at some point. But yeah, I absolutely love Michael Myers in this movie. James Jude Courtney once again knocks it out of the park, just like he did in 2018. When I saw this movie, this is kind of what put it over the top for James Jude Courtney being, I think, the best portrayal of the Shape in the entire franchise. No offense to Nick Castle, who's right there at 1B. I absolutely love him, but I just thought James Jude Courtney does such a great job portraying the Shape, Michael Myers. And I just love the look of him in this movie. And speaking of that, this is a movie where he just lays to waste everybody he comes across. This is one of those movies that you just kind of put on and you don't have to think about too much. But if you just want to put on a Michael Myers movie where he just lays to waste like tons of people in and around Haddonfield, and you could do a lot worse than this movie, because it's full bore from beginning to end. He's just destroying everybody, just killing everybody in brutal and unique ways. Yeah, this is definitely one of the most brutal Myers in the entire. I would put it right there with Curse of Michael Myers and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, as far as like the most brutal, unforgiving Myers in the entire franchise, frankly. And so yeah, there's a lot of kills in the movie. The kills are pretty good, although, well, I'll get into that. But there's a lot of blood, there's a lot of gore, there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of kills. So yeah, if you just want to put on a movie like that to just have Michael Myers just like I said, lay waste to people, then that's really what this movie is all about. I have to say, I do really like the opening flashback when they go back 40 years and the way they created 1978. Not only that, but the Myers house. I mean, it was almost as if you walk back into the first movie. I mean, they just did a phenomenal job with that. Not so much Loomis, because towards the end of that flashback, and then later on in the movie when they flash back again, you see Loomis, but it's like it's not an AI, but like a CGI version of Loomis. So it's, I mean, clearly they were better off like keeping the camera away from his face, because the closer they get to his face, the more you can tell that it's not Donald Pleasance. So that part wasn't great. And again, I know I'm getting into cons here, but the point is the majority of the flashback sequences are very well done. The detail of the Myers house as it was in 1978, just kind of everything about it. They even still have the dead dog in his house, and as these two cops go in there. Yeah, it's just really, really good stuff. I give them a big thumbs up on how they created that atmosphere, that environment 40 years later. I really enjoyed that whole sequence. Let's see what else. I will say that it's kind of an interesting, it's been 40 years and Michael Myers has obviously wreaked havoc on this town and what he did in 1978, and the fact that he escapes. It's the whole how the town kind of comes together. They all kind of know who he is now. It's not sort of an isolated to a neighborhood kind of thing, and sort of the mentality that goes into that. Now, I think they went way too far with it, and I'll get into that with my cons of this movie. But just that whole idea is very interesting and hadn't really been done before in any of the other Halloween movies. With Haddonfield, where like the whole town, it's the whole community is coming together to try to stop Michael Myers. And I don't know, like I said, it wasn't executed great at the end of the day, but I thought it was a very interesting idea that just wasn't executed very well. But I did like the idea. And then I also have to say I liked the ending of the movie. Oh, one other thing that I really like too is they managed to make Halloween 3 a part of this movie, Season of the Witch, by Michael Myers using the masks from Season of the Witch, like midway through this movie, where he puts them on the people that he's killed, including Dr. Loomis's nurse, Marion Chambers, or Marion Withington. No, I think it's Marion Chambers in this movie. This is an H2O. It was Withington. But I really like that. I like that touch. It was a wink and a nod and a respect for Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. So automatically that makes me like it, because I love that movie. As you'll find out in a couple of days here when I do my re-ranking of all these movies. I like that. And then the ending I thought was interesting too, where Michael is sort of tricked or lured out into the street to get his mask. And then he's surrounded by all the townspeople that are, not all of them, but a majority of the mob, so to speak. Like 10 or 15, 20 of them that are ready to take him out. They got their weapons of choice. And Michael realizes what's going on, and he stands up, puts his mask on, and starts looking around. And they lay waste to him, it looks like, initially. They knock him down, they beat the crap out of him. Everybody gets in a blow, including Karen, Laurie Strode's daughter, who gets to stab him in the back of upper back, before she goes away. But then I love the fact that, as expected, Michael wakes up, and then he wastes all of them. I mean, he just absolutely brutalizes and kills all of them, including Tommy Doyle, who in this movie is played by Michael Anthony Hall, of course, from a lot of the 80s movies, like National Lampoon's Vacation, The Breakfast Club, Weird Science. I could go on and on, but he's actually not who played Tommy in the original movie. I don't know whatever happened to that actor, because the actress that played Lindsay in that movie actually that actress actually came back and was in this movie, in kind of a side role, not a huge part in the movie. So that was interesting. And you also get Sheriff Brackett, who comes back here at like 85 or 90 in this movie by the time it's made. Who's Sheriff Brackett? Oh, shoot, I forget the actor's name in real life. He passed away a couple years ago, sadly, at like 90-something. Rest in peace to him. But it's on the tip of my tongue. Ah, shoot. Oh, wait a minute. I think I can get it now. Maybe not. Yeah, no, they're not going to list him that far down. Oh, Cyphers. Charles Cyphers. That's who it is. Oh, I knew I'd get there eventually. It was cool to see him back in this movie, just to kind of bring things full circle from the original. Obviously, he was the sheriff and the father of Annie, who was stabbed or killed, strangled and killed in the original. Anyway, with all that being said, those are my likes for Halloween Kills. As far as cons go, the story is really a jumbled mess here. Um, like I said, if you're just looking for a Halloween Michael Myers movie to watch him just lay waste. Oh, I forgot another thing that I really liked, and that's when he's coming out of the fire right here at the beginning of the movie, when he makes his appearance. Well, his first appearance in modern times, 2018. Because this takes place, it's kind of a little bit like Halloween 1 and 2, the original, where they kind of, it's on the same night, it's Halloween night, yeah, and it's kind of they're easy to watch back to back, I would say. Although not quite as good as Halloween 1 and 2, in my opinion, talking about 2018 and kills. But it's that sort of mentality where it's still a continuation of Halloween night, which I thought was interesting. But this was a great, I'd love this poster if it exists to put on my wall behind me here. But yeah, that opening sequence, he just takes out all the EMTs. He kills so many people in this movie, it's unbelievable. But really, that's all the movie is, though, at the same time, and that gets me back into my cons. Evil Dies Tonight is said about 72 times in this movie. I think it's actually said more in the extended cut, if I'm not mistaken. I watched the theatrical cut this time. When I watched this a year or two ago, I watched the extended cut. Now I watched the theatrical cut. There isn't a huge difference. Just the way the movie ends is different. But ultimately, it's the same movie for the most part. I don't think either one is like a huge, like, increase or like, I was going to say increase or decrease. My vocabulary is low tonight. I don't think it's a huge upgrade or downgrade either way. But yeah, it's a lot of hospital. It's a lot of mob just kind of going around town warning people and trying to get a mob together. And then they go too far with it when they basically chase a guy who's like, it looks like he escaped prison himself, but he looks nothing like Michael Myers. He's not his same shape, he's not his same size, his same height, nothing. But yet, these people have convinced themselves that he's Michael Myers. He's been doing all this. And it's a pretty heavy-handed message that they're trying to give here about mob mentality, basically. And it was just a little too much for me. It was a little too heavy-handed. And I really didn't enjoy that part at all. I think that's the weakest part of the movie, frankly. And it felt like a bit of filler to me that we really didn't need here. Also, the writing of this movie, I think it's worse than 2018. Some of the most cringe Pollyanna dialogue that you'll ever see in a Halloween movie. And it took me out of it for a while, man. Some of the stuff in the hospital, especially between Hawkins and Laurie, I just can't, man. I just can't. It was a terribly written dialogue, not a well-written movie in that regard. And like I said, there's not much story here. It's just a continuation of 2018, where they reveal a few more things about 2018 or 1978 that, try to add some extras there for you, things to pick up on that you didn't necessarily know when you watched those movies. Yeah, I don't know. The characters, the acting's fine for the most part. Not some of the side characters. I thought Anthony Michael Hall was a bit over the top, and I really don't think he was a great Tommy. Lindsay, the gal that played Lindsay, I could kind of see why she didn't have a lot of lines. You could tell she hasn't acted for a while. But your main three were still good, especially Judy Greer and Andy Matichak, who kind of carry this movie because Jamie Lee Curtis is basically in a hospital bed this whole movie, and she's fine, but it's probably my least favorite movie with her character, minus Resurrection, of course, up to this point, because just the waxing nostalgia she does with Frank in the hospital. I could have done without it. I really could have. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else. I guess that's about it. As I said, guys, if you just want to watch Michael Myers kill people, and I mean a lot of people, and have it be bloody and gory, I will say some of the blood and gore is CGI, though. It doesn't really hold up all that well with some of the kills. They seem a little bit cartoonish, a little bit CGI-ish. So I will say that. But there are a lot of them, and there is a lot of blood and a lot of gore. So I could see a lot of people putting this movie on when they're in the mood for that, to turn their brain off and turn their eyes on for that kind of thing. And that's what this movie's good for. So Halloween Kills from 2021. Go ahead and comment down below what you guys think of Halloween Kills. Do you like it more, less? why or why not in the comments below. Please like this video, hit the little notification bell, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It would really help me out for the future of the channel and my content going forward. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching. Only 4 days to Halloween. We're going to get there. I'm going to get the series done. But with all that being said, thanks for watching, and as always, stay scared. Bye.